I'm Zara Bennett, 30 years old, and if you've ever scrolled through Instagram or caught a glimpse of Sydney's social scene, you've probably seen my face. With over 200,000 followers, I'm the girl who lights up event pages, hosting charity galas, modeling for local brands, and turning heads at every rooftop party. My life's a whirlwind of flashbulbs and laughter, a carefully curated chaos I've mastered since my early 20s. 2 years ago, I got engaged to Jake Harrison, a charming restaurateur with a smile that melted hearts and a chain of trendy eateries. We were the it couple. His culinary flair paired with my social pull made us unstoppable. Our wedding was set for next spring, and the buzz was everywhere. But last week, at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on August 17th, 2025, everything shattered. It started with a text. "Can we talk? Tonight. It's important." I was at a launch party for a new fashion line, posing for photos with influencers, my champagne glass glinting under the lights. Jake's message pulled me away, and I slipped into a quiet corner of the venue, my heart already suspecting trouble. He arrived, his usual confidence replaced by a nervous fidget. "Zara," he began, avoiding my eyes, "I need a break. There's someone else, someone new. I need time to figure things out." The words hit like a slap. Someone new? My mind raced. Nights he'd been too busy at the restaurant, the late texts he'd hidden, the way he'd grown distant. I demanded a name. "It's Lila," he admitted, a sous chef at his flagship spot. "It's not serious, but I owe it to myself to explore." I stood there, the party's hum fading, my popularity a hollow crown. We'd built a life, shared apartments, joint ventures, a future I'd envisioned in every detail. And now he wanted a break because of her? Rage and hurt collided, but I kept my composure, a skill honed by years in the spotlight. "Fine," I said, my voice steady. "Take your break. I'm done." I walked out, heels clicking on the marble floor, leaving him stunned. Back home, I packed a suitcase, clothes, my laptop, my favorite camera, my hands trembling but determined. At 10 p.m., I booked a one-way flight to Melbourne, a city I'd always loved for its artsy vibe and distance from Sydney's gossip mill. By midnight, I was on a plane, the city lights fading below, my 200,000 followers oblivious to the storm. Melbourne greeted me with a cool breeze at 1:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on August 18th, 2025. I checked into a boutique hotel in Fitzroy, its quirky decor a stark contrast to my sleek Sydney life. The next day, I scrolled through my phone, messages from friends, Jake's unanswered calls, and a flood of likes on my last post, a smiling selfie from the party. I couldn't face them yet. Instead, I explored coffee shops with live music, galleries with bold art, streets buzzing with creative energy. My popularity followed me. Baristas recognized me, asking for selfies, but I felt detached, a celebrity adrift. I leased a loft in Collingwood that afternoon, its exposed brick and skyline view, a new chapter. But the hurt lingered, Jake's betrayal, the public facade we'd built, the life I'd lost. That night, at 8 p.m., I sat with a glass of wine, drafting a vague Instagram post. New city, new vibes. Sometimes you have to let go to grow. Hashtag Melbourne Life, hashtag self-love. It racked up thousands of likes, but the comments, speculating, sympathizing, felt invasive. I realized I needed more than a move. I needed a plan. Jake's restaurants relied on my influence, event bookings, influencer collabs, his brand's social media boost. What if I turned that against him? I called my PR manager, Sophie, and outlined a strategy: shift my brand to Melbourne, partner with local businesses, and quietly undermine Jake's Sydney dominance. It was petty, but the sting of Lila fueled me. Little did he know my move was just the beginning. Melbourne's energy embraced me over the next week, a canvas for my reinvention. By August 25th, 2025, I'd settled into my Collingwood loft, its high ceilings and city views a stark departure from Sydney's harbour glamour. My popularity was my weapon, and I wielded it with precision. I partnered with a local cafe, the Roasted Bean, for a pop-up event, drawing hundreds with my presence. Photos flooded my feed, me sipping lattes, chatting with artists, my smile masking the ache. My followers loved it, my engagement soaring, but Jake's silence gnawed at me. He texted once, "Zara, let's talk," but I ignored it, my pride a shield. I dove into work, collaborating with Melbourne designers for a charity fashion show set for September 2025. Sophie orchestrated a media blitz, positioning me as the city's new darling. At a networking event on August 23rd, I met Luca, a charismatic event planner with a knack for viral campaigns. "You're wasting your talent in Sydney," he said, his grin infectious. We brainstormed a rival food festival to Jake's annual Sydney Food Week, scheduled for October. I'd leverage my culinary connections, chefs I'd promoted, vendors I'd endorsed, to steal his thunder. It was a risk, but the thrill of outshining him drove me. Back in Sydney, Jake's life unraveled. A mutual friend, Tara, called on August 24th at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, spilling the tea. "Lila's pushing him to go public with their break," she said. "His bookings are down. People are side-eyeing him since he left." I felt a flicker of satisfaction, but also guilt. Was I punishing him or myself? That night, at 8:27 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on August 24th, 2025, I sat by my loft window, the city lights mirroring my turmoil. I scrolled through old photos, Jake and me at his restaurant opening, laughing at a beach picnic, and cried, the first tears since the breakup. But I wiped them away, vowing to rise stronger. The next day, I launched a teaser for the Melbourne Food Fest on Instagram, hinting at big names and fresh starts. It exploded, 50,000 likes in hours, comments buzzing with excitement. Jake called again, his voice strained. "Zara, this festival thing. You're targeting me, aren't you?" I hung up, my resolve hardening. I hired a PR firm to amplify the event, securing sponsors and a venue by August 27th. Luca and I worked late, mapping out stalls, menus, and a live stream to rival Jake's event. My popularity grew. Local media dubbed me Melbourne's Queen of Reinvention, but the past haunted me. What if Jake fought back? What if Lila wasn't the end? I decided to dig deeper. Using my network, I uncovered Lila's past, multiple flings with married chefs, a pattern Jake ignored. I debated leaking it but hesitated, my moral compass wavering. Instead, I focused on my festival, set for October 15th, 2025. On August 30th, I hosted a prep party, inviting influencers and chefs, my loft buzzing with energy. A video went viral, me toasting to new beginnings, racking up 1 million views. Jake's silence was deafening, but I knew he'd feel the heat. My move to Melbourne wasn't just escape, it was a power play, and I was just getting started. By mid-September 2025, my Melbourne Food Fest was the talk of the town, a triumph born from betrayal. The event, set for October 15th, was sold out, with 10,000 tickets and a live stream reaching 500,000 viewers. My loft had become a hub, meetings with chefs, strategy sessions with Luca, and late-night edits with Sophie. My popularity soared, my follower count hitting 250,000, but the shadow of Jake lingered. On September 20th, Tara called again, her voice hushed. "Jake's losing it. Lila dumped him after a fight. Said, he's too focused on you. His food week's a mess, half the vendors bailed." I felt a rush of vindication, but also a pang of loss for what we'd had. The festival prep intensified. I secured a headline chef, Marco, whose Sydney exit had been tied to Jake's drama, adding fuel to the rivalry. We designed a menu, sustainable seafood, vegan delights, outshining Jake's predictable fare. On October 10th, I posted a countdown video, my smile confident, racking up 100,000 likes. Jake retaliated with a desperate Instagram live, begging me to stop the vendetta, claiming Lila was a mistake. I didn't respond, letting his plea backfire. Comments turned against him, his follower count dropping. October 15th dawned bright. The Yarra River Park transformed into a foodie paradise. At 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, I kicked off the event, my speech about resilience resonating with the crowd. Chefs cooked live, music played, and my live stream hit 1 million views by noon. Jake showed up uninvited, his face gaunt. "Zara, please," he pleaded. "I lost everything, Lila. My business, you." I faced him, my voice firm. "You chose your break. I chose my life. This is my payback." Security escorted him out, the crowd cheering my strength. The festival was a hit, $500,000 raised for charity, rave reviews, and a feature on national news. By 8:27 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on October 15, 2025, I stood by the river, the city glowing, my heart lighter. Jake's empire faltered, his restaurant struggled, his reputation tarnished. I didn't gloat, but the balance felt right. A month later, he sent a letter, apologizing, asking to meet. I didn't reply. My new life, friends, projects, peace, too precious. Melbourne was my home, my payback, a quiet victory. On Revenge Lane, betrayal fuels growth, and justice shines. What would you do after a breakup like this? Share below, and subscribe for more tales of triumph.